Hello, everybody. My name is Winnie Marion, and I am the founder and the chief in charge person of the Weekly Cad, which is the newspaper at Bard College at Simon's Rock. And this episode today, why I'm here, why I'm talking to you, is because I'm trying to introduce a new podcast to go along with our newspaper. Just gonna kind of explain to y'all why that's happening and what that has to do with things. And also, I think this is a good chance to, verbally express to those of you who I haven't cornered in some hallway why we have a newspaper and why it's unique, I guess. The thing about the Weekly Cad is my co-founder and I, Lexi Loya, started it last year before the school year started. We were both academy students moving to the college, and because there wasn't any newspaper, but there was a literary journal, we felt that it was something that we could do, and since we had some prior knowledge, we could start this club beforehand and do work. And since Lexi is a whiz computers and I am not, she set up our website and we wrote a bunch of articles, and then we came to school and forced a bunch of people to join. Lexi is no longer at Simon's Rock. I'm still there. So that's how it's happened. But we have a lot of great people on our team. A lot of people get confused by our newspaper, I think, because half of the articles we write are comedic ones, which might not make a whole lot of sense to a ton of people. But I think it kind of just fits the way that Simon's Rock views their community. And if you take our newspaper too seriously, like we have serious articles, we come out there and we have good information. And a lot of times we have good people who really care about the stories and the specific factuality of what they're putting into them. But then, you need some funny articles making fun of your campus. And central to that, the reason we actually started it is because I think in the innovative kind of early college experience, there's a need more so than other colleges for direct communication throughout its student body. And there isn't always that, despite the smallness of it. And, we thought that something like a newspaper could help. And that's fits in with why I'm doing a podcast today, because sometimes reading things more than all the seminar books you have to read is difficult, and just listening to something for a little while is less so. Also, some people can, understand this better, have time to do so, can look through kind of what our episodes are, what you want to see. That being said, I really hope that this can be based off of whatever you guys want to hear and want to listen to. And so I'm always open to feedback. In fact, I thrive on feedback, and our website has so little statistics that it drives me insane. Any feedback, any commentary you want to give me, I am open to it, and I'm begging for it. Honestly, this is what I'm doing right now. Really, you can't see me behind the microphone, but I'm on my hands and knees just praying. So just let me know. The ways you can do that are email us at weeklycad@gmail.com and Instagram @theweeklycad, and on our website we have submission forms and we have feedback forms and we have advice questions. So all of those are good ways to go through it. And again, our website has more information on that, on all of those methods of reaching out to us. weeklycad.com. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We'll love to hear from you. I'll love to hear from you personally. I'll probably write you back an email with a smiley face in it. Actually, there's a promise. If you contact me, if you tell me what you want from this podcast, anything that you want from this podcast, I will email you back with a smiley face in the email. And doesn't that just warm your heart? So if you want some heartwarming material, some heartwarming content coming to you, just shoot me some comments and I'll respond with a smiley face. Moving on. The podcast, whatever you choose to want from it, The way I see it is taking a few different forms. Like our newspaper, I think some of the episodes will end up being more formal than others, and then some of them will just be casually talking to you, because I think going along the theme of direct communication, our student body kind of deserves someone or anyone realistically telling them information. And so, me as a student, whatever I can supply generally from the resources that I have through this newspaper to talk frankly to the student body about what's going on in a casual way. I think you deserve that. I think you also deserve sometimes just me stepping out of it as a person and as a voice and clear factual things. And so some episodes will happen like that. Whatever is important to you, I hope it'll come up. I hope that there will be more voices than just mine on here, because I know I get a little sick of my voice too, honestly. We'll hope to have some new voices, some interviews. I'm already talking to the other members of the Weekly Cad. Some of them are going to come on here, but we hope we can have interviews with students and professors on campus and maybe other people. Things like that, where it's easier than reading the transcript online. I can't tell you how much work it took for Ani, Willow, and Kalila Asaka specifically to transcribe a 30-minute interview we had with a playwright and a children's book author named Calvin Ramsey last year. Oh my god. So we had a phone call with him and we had this interview, and he said so much good stuff that it was really hard to edit out, but he talked for so long, so we didn't want to edit out any of it, and we had so many people on the phone call, so the transcribing took so long, and we were all very happy with it when we were finished. But it's difficult to read, and I think it would be way easier in a kind of formal audio format like this one, especially for students, just more fitting a medium for our younger audience. That being said, the written word is still very important to me and still very important to everybody on our newspaper, and that kind of takes precedence. Hope that this just can be a supplementary additive that's maybe more fun or more exciting than some things, or less fun and less exciting than some things, so that we can intentionally bore you and make you feel sad. So yeah, that's that. I know that starting off, we're probably going to have a lot of content for new students coming to Simon's Rock, advice and information, other stuff like that. Some of that will be less fun, less interesting, less funny. I mean, not that I'm particularly funny in general, but it is, some people on our team are funny, and I think that a good thing to do would be, if this is a weekly thing, to inform you of the other articles we do have on our website on a weekly basis and what we're doing as a club, because I think not a lot of people know about our club process in general, but we're always open to new people joining it. How it kind of works is that you come into a meeting and you pitch ideas and we talk about it, or we make it better, or we're just like, oh, that's a great idea, what resources do you need, like who can help you, how can we get this done, and then we create kind of like a timeline for it. And then if something comes up and you can't reach that timeline, we create a new timeline, and everybody's willing to work with you. This year there's more people with more positions on our team, so it's lots of fun. All the people on it are great. 10 out of 10 folks. 11 out of 10 folks, really, I would say. I mean, I say that like it's really formal. Honestly, half the time our meetings are just a slew of conspiracy theories about our campus that are absurd. So we get all the business stuff out of the way, and then we drive each other insane by creating more and more extravagant conspiracy theories about the dining hall, which is Chartwell. I hope to influence some of our ongoing themes here about who is Chartwell into this podcast, so that we can really investigate the sentient AI built by Michelle Obama to run our dining hall. I think that's just a really important pathway and way of achieving our goals. It's a really important thing. he's out there and he's controlling so much of us and so many of our minds that not stopping him, that would just be a crime to our student body and to humanity in general, because Chartwell, the sentient AI built by Michelle Obama, who speaks every language but Spanish, he's out there and he's growing in intensity and in strength. You know, it's just, it's a travesty and it's a terror. So, you know, just to inform the people, I'm gonna bring that up time to time. If you want to hear reviews of media, of movies, TV shows, music, books, I'm thinking about including in this format because I think that might be more palatable and a fun episode here and there. However, you know, maybe you don't really care and that doesn't really fit with the scheme, in which case, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I hope there's something that you can find out of this that you enjoy, or something that makes you listen to more episodes, or maybe there's just one episode where the topic is quite interesting. Most of them will have specific topics or reasons for doing things. I might mention in it other information about what's happening that week, you know, just to date it and make it less applicable later on. I hope that it's clear and concise what each episode is, because they'll be pretty focused on one thing or another. The first 2 episodes, which I've already recorded, are coming up soon, and those are forming confused relatives and anyone else about what Simon's Rock is, because, you know, like, people do not understand what an early college is, and I have to convince so many people on a daily basis that I am a college student despite my age. This is supposed to be a helpful guide to informing the people about what that means, and so that you don't have to repeat it. Maybe you can just send them a link to a podcast wherein they can inform themselves and you don't have to repeat it to them. Second episode, it's for new students about what workshop week's gonna be like. I know I did it twice because of the academy, and because of the college, you do it twice, and it's the same thing. People who tell you that it's not the same, it's the same thing, 100%. But the second episode is going to be more focused towards new students, informing them of what it's going to be like, so that you can be less scared about what's happening, more informed, feel more confident coming in, feel more chill, you know? That's what we're trying to do. I say that word chill in that podcast so many times, so I'm just giving you a preview for what it's going to sound like. I mean, you could just not listen to it and just hear me say chill right now, like chill. You don't have to listen to it because that's half of it. Those are the first 2 episodes. We're working on more. Everybody's brainstorming for a podcast. Those episodes will be up soon. Our beautiful editor for the podcast, Rifa, is editing them right now, and she's doing a fantastic job. And Benjamin Caput, he is writing us an intro-outro song, which you'll be hearing on this episode too. So that thing that played in the beginning when I first started talking, that was written, that was composed, he drew it out of his heart. This was Benjamin Caput. He took his soul and he extracted it into a 5-second song so that the transitions between our episodes could be more clear. And, you know, that's really inspiring work. I'm very thankful that he did that, because I can't do that, and he can record things very easily. Although I do want to mention that the first time I asked him to write outro song, he did send me a mixed version of All Star by Smash Mouth played on the piano with every odd note altered. As much as I wished that could have been the thing that introduced you to this podcast, the thing that really tied our episodes together and every thesis together, I was very scared of copyright infringement by Smash Mouth, so we didn't do that. Everything for Smash Mouth, so that's my life's goal. Moving on, I'm sure there'll be plenty more of our members working on this, although, again, primary focus is still on written articles. I might do self-plugs from time to time because I like talking about myself, but articles I'm writing just give you insight into what our club does. When the school year starts up again, you can always come to our meetings, even if you're not gonna come long term. We invite one-time participation, even if it's just so that you can put it on your resume. I understand. I'm going through transfer process. Everybody's gone through it. Everybody sees what it's like. Everybody's gone through an application process of some sort. I'm going through an application process to 2 million things right now. You're always going through application processes, and I understand the art of a good plug on your resume. So if you need that, if that's why you're coming here, then it's all good. It's all good. If you have just any ideas but you don't want to do work for us, you can also almost always email us. A lot of those things are on our website, weeklycad.com, if I've not said that 2 million times today. And let me know what you want from this podcast, what you want from our newspaper in general, anything else you want to say to me, anything that's inspired in you, any more information that you want to know, just shoot me an email. Send me a DM on the Weekly Cad Instagram. Also, if you have anything you want to see on our social media page, you can also send us that. I am open to recommendations. Try to be open. Try to get in what I think people want to see, but I don't know what the kids want. I don't know what they're up to these days. It's difficult to stay in touch. So just let me know. Just let me know. This has been an introduction. If you want something more, I will give you more. Just tell me, please, God. Just do that, and then I'll talk to you next time, and you'll hear the episodes that I've promoted already. And if there's anybody that you want us to interview, if you want to be interviewed yourself about something, if you have an artistic project or or something else coming up and you want to be interviewed, yeah, just let us know, and I'm happy to do that. Or we can interview you for the website. It depends on how it's going. Morgan Plog, who is also a member of our team, she runs interviews for the website. She'll probably be working on this too, to talk about interviewing. So, just shoot us an email, and one way or another, we'll make it work. That's my introduction. That's what I want this to be. If you want it to be something different, I'll do that. So tell me, and then we'll work it out. That's all I'm trying to say. This is Simon Says, the Weekly Cad podcast, and I hope you have fun hearing Benjamin Caput's beautiful outro music play for you now.